So I broke my foot 2 days ago, and it's 6 weeks from finals. I'm not exactly sure yet what the full injury is because I still have another X-ray tomorrow. One of the cuneiform bones, I believe. Fracturing my foot has meant that I now know my foot anatomy really well. But yeah, so I fractured one of my foot bones at MMA. It was my first time at the submission grappling session, i.e. wrestling, and it was just a bit of a freak accident. I just felt my foot twist hyper dorsiflex, and I felt a crack. I heard a crack, and I knew immediately something terrible had happened, and I couldn't walk. I drove my car to the MMA gym, so I had to get my friends to come and drive my car back and drive me to A&E. Luckily, I am on placement in hospital, living in hospital accommodation, so, you know, I was familiar with the place and it wasn't too far away. But yeah, I broke my foot and now I'm currently in a cast, a temporary cast, non-weight bearing for at least a couple of weeks. Not completely sure yet, but I can't put any weight on my foot. So yeah, as you can see, so yeah, my foot completely out of action for the next couple of weeks. So I'm on using these crutches to get around. It couldn't have really have come at a worse possible timing, to be honest, because I have exams in 6 weeks, including the OSCEs, where I have to be moving around, doing examinations on patients. I still have 3 weeks of hospital placement left. I didn't appreciate how tiring it would be on my back and on my upper body and my left hip because I broke my right foot, so I'm on my left leg the entire time and it really, really aches. But yeah, the last 2 days, I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty miserable. I don't usually get angry, but the last 2 days I've been very angry, and I guess it's just the worst possible timing ever. I have exams, and if you've been watching this channel, you know how important exercise is to me. Pretty much every single day, go. I either do. I either go to the gym, I either go for a run, or I go to the MMA gym and I do boxing or MMA. Having at least kind of 6 to 8 weeks of not being able to move and really exercise. So until after exams, yeah. The most frustrating part is the non-weight bearing bit because it takes so much longer to do simple tasks. You really take these simple things for granted. And I really took it for granted, the fact that I could just run around my kitchen, make food, go to the gym, all these little things. The biggest thing in the next 6 weeks is just how am I going to keep myself mentally sane? Because the idea of just being in a room and studying for 6 weeks has never appealed to me. I've always been active during exam season. I've never been that guy to just lock themselves in their room. Hopefully I can find some kind of way to adapt and still go to the gym because I do not want to lose all my muscle that I've gained so far. Yeah, my biggest fear, I guess, would just be for my leg to completely atrophy. Obviously, I don't want to rush things. I know I need to be patient, but I am itching. I feel I'm already itching to just move and go outside and just do stuff and just be active because I haven't taken a shower since Thursday evening. I just ordered a leg plastic sleeve from Amazon so I can take a shower. Today is also the day of our medics Christmas ball, which I was super excited for. It would have been my last Christmas ball at medical school, and I'd already bought the suit. I bought the suit earlier this week, and yeah, honestly, at first as soon as I injured my foot, the first thing I was thinking was, oh my days, can I still go to the ball? As the day has, as you know, the last 2 days have gone on, it is what it is. Life goes on. At the end of the day, it's just a ball, and there'll be plenty of events, hopefully, plenty of nice events and occasions that I can wear that suit for in the future. So it's not a waste of money. But then over the last 2 days, I've realized, in the grand scheme of things, the ball is completely irrelevant. And actually, what's going to be the main thing is, how am I going to get around the hospital in the next couple of weeks? How am I going to be able to stay active and not let myself go? Basically, I don't want to let myself go, put on a ton of weight, and I just want to make sure that after these 6 to 8 weeks of non-weight bearing, that I can actually pick things up where I left off, kind of thing. Now I'm thinking about, how much do I eat? How do I eat to make sure that I don't lose weight, but at the same time don't lose muscle? So I guess it's going to be a lot of protein these next couple weeks. I just hope that once this is over, I can start running again, start playing badminton again. You just think the worst. Like, at the beginning, you just think the absolute worst, and you think, okay, cool, maybe it's going to heal, but is it going to be the same again? If I run, will I feel like tiny bits of pain that will stop me from pushing myself? Because I love pushing myself when it comes to sport. And so I don't know if I'm going to have that anxiety, whether it could break again, kind of thing. I don't want to have anxiety about how hard I can push myself to ensure that I don't break it again. These are the kind of things I'm thinking about. Obviously, I can't drive now with my right foot being out of action. So my dad came and picked me up, took me back home. Yeah, it's just the worst possible timing. But at the end of the day, I thought to myself, look, Anthony, you've got two options right now. I can let this beat me. I can let this get me down. I can give up. I can, blame. I can not try as hard and not revise as hard for my exams. And then if I don't do well, or if I don't do well in my exams, then I can, use this as an excuse, and I can, I can wallow in self-pity. Option number two, I can accept the situation, take responsibility for what happened, even though it was a freak accident, freak injury. Maybe I shouldn't have been doing grappling a couple of weeks for the first time, a couple of weeks before my exams and before this ball today, which is tonight, Saturday. And I can, find a positive in this, and I can level up, and I can become stronger. I know that once I get through this, and I will get through this, once I get through this, over the next 2-3 months, I'll have become stronger as a person. I'll be able to deal with this setback. I'll become more mentally resilient, and I can look back to this time and think, oh yeah, like, I actually, I got through it, and I managed to keep on exercising. I managed to still do well in my exams. I have my exams in 6 weeks. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't revised at all the last 2 days, because I've just been thinking about, my biggest fear is probably not being able to use my foot the same way again. Am I going to be able to run long distances? Am I going to be able to squat at the gym? Am I going to be able to box? Am I going to be able to play badminton? Badminton involves a lot of stress on the feet, a lot of jumping, a lot of lunges. Yeah, that's been my biggest fear, because, these exams, worst comes to worst, I can do them again, but my foot, the rest of my life, exercise is everything to me. So I just hope that I can bounce back, and I know I will, but I've got to be patient. But yeah, I thought I would try and document this journey, as I'm going to be in my room a lot. I'm not going to be going to events, going out to parties, going out to occasions. So, you know, a silver lining to this is that I have a lot more time to myself. I can document this journey, and hopefully, if anyone has, if anyone is going through an injury setback in their sport, I don't know, this is probably completely irrelevant, but if you've had a setback, then yeah, to not let it define you, I guess, and just keep pushing forward. Everything will be okay in this journey. I know I look back on this. I wanted to make this video because also I know that I'm in a pretty negative mind space right now. The lowest that I've been for as long as I can remember. And I know I'll look back on this video maybe in a year's time, and I'll think, like, I did that. Like, look at me now. Look at me now. Look at where I've got to now. So yeah, I wanted to make this video. Yeah, it puts things into perspective, definitely. The goals that I had in this period of life, they're gonna have to be reevaluated and just pushed back slightly. They're gonna be pushed back slightly. I will get to them, but right now it's all about trying to stay in a positive mindset for these exams coming up, for my medical school finals. I'm a final year medical student. These are my final exams. If I pass these, then I will become a doctor. These last couple of weeks, the main priority now is just pass the exams, keep myself as healthy as I possibly can, try and minimize weight gain, minimize muscle atrophy. I woke up this morning and I told myself, look, I can feel sorry for myself. I have two options right now. One, I can feel sorry for myself. Two, I can make the most out of the situation, find every possible silver lining, more time to plan, more time to think of ideas, to be creative, I guess. I'm gonna put my trust in God. I know that, this is just a setback. It's just the beginning. It's not the end. Just part of the story. It's just part of my story, part of my journey, and we'll get through this. I'll continue documenting this journey, hopefully. I'll see you in the next one.